During slavery, Jamaica was a proverbial jewel in the British crown. From 1796 to 1799, there were reportedly 814 sugar plantations on the island. Plantations produce crops such as sugarcane, otherwise known as white gold, and coffee. Livestock pens produce animals for labor, and they were there for consumption as well. Mount Plenty was one such plantation. Laura Facey is a contemporary artist who is best known for her large sculpture in Emancipation Park, Redemption Song. Laura's art takes the institution of slavery and smacks us in the face with it. You can't help but pay attention. She doesn't do it for shock value though. She's living on a former plantation, and the day-to-day realities of slavery is smacking her in the face. Thank you for welcoming us into your home.
Yes.
I've seen this piece, The Spirit Dancer.
Yes.
And I've always been moved by it every time I go to the AC Hotel. Tell me about the piece.
I actually did 3 pieces. One was called Goddess of Change. The second was called Still Singing, or Singing Over Bones. And this is Spirit Dancer. And it maps my journey. Goddess of Change. I wanted a change in my life.
Yes.
Singing over bones. I had to sing over my own bones to bring myself back to life. And then Spirit Dancer, here I am dancing.
I sat in front of it for a very long time. I felt this lightness, exuberance, and such joy just looking at it. But also it feels for us, you know, the John Canoe tradition that we have here, which are the African dancers that come through the streets at Christmas time. As a kid, I was scared of John Canoes, as most Jamaican children are. Yes. But then when I looked at that, I didn't feel that fear. I just felt that joy that went into that piece. So Laura, tell us about Mount Plenty.
It's a heritage home, and it was built in 1750. It's a plantation with cattle and pimento, and I've been living here for about 42 years.
Wow.
Yes.
So we're in your shed.
Yes.
So this is where all the magic happens.
Yes.
What are we working on?
Currently we have some hearts that we are burning at the back there, and further back we are carving the hearts, and also we have some lignum vitae points being made.
So these are the anatomical hearts?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Let's talk about the wood,
well,
the trees. Yeah.
Sometimes when trees fall down, people call me and say, would you like a lignum vitae tree?
Yes.
Or a guango tree. I'm very lucky that way. I have a rule now, I don't want to cut any more live trees.
Okay.
I depend on nature to help me if needed.
So what is it about trees that fascinates you, makes you want to work with them?
I'm essentially a carver, not someone who works in clay. If I work in clay, I end up carving it down. I'm a carver, and I'm surrounded by trees. It's natural to use what's given to me.
Yes.
So the 3 graces with the heart at the top. Normally it's a head at the top, you know, of something like this. And but the head and the heart now are one. The heart's up there, you know, and we have balance. It's about balance. It's also about giving ourselves the grace to transcend the past, the trauma. So that's what's symbolic for me.
My father would have loved this place.
Yes.
My father was an artist who became a police officer, and he died waiting for a heart transplant. But he had his own woodworking studio. So this would be he'd be so fascinated by this. It's beautiful.
This canoe would normally be sitting on its stand there, and it would be surrounded by sugarcane. It's called Their Spirits Gone Before Them.
So what are the little figures made of?
They're made of resin.
Okay. This piece is dealing with the transatlantic trade,
Correct.
the Middle Passage.
Correct.
Yeah, so these are the ancestors
Yes.
that have gone before us.
Exactly. And there was this struggle. How can I take my freed people and put them back in a slave situation. And I was reading Margaret Césaire Thompson's book, or my husband was reading it, and he read me this little passage. "'Tis a spirit thing, and their spirits have gone before them into the Blue Mountains," something like that.
Oh.
And I just said, yes, we're eternal. So this takes us to the past and also to the future.
And I find that has been a theme in your work, that hearkening of the past. Especially now you see here with the sugar cane that is supposed to accompany this, because sugar cane has been a gold mine, especially for the British Empire.
This is one little piece from my installation that's at the National Gallery at the moment. It's called Guide Their Way Home, and it's hearts on a plinth. And by acknowledging the pain of the past, we can move on.
Do you feel like that is the message your art is carrying, the healing? Because you're tackling with some very, very hard subjects, things that is really heavy on the heart.
Yes.
And I want to know, what's that like for you, energetically carrying that as an artist?
Well, my early work was all cathartic. And then I reached this beautiful point where I went through my own healing, and now my work is prayerful. So it's easy, it's beautiful. These are all prayers for our healing. That's my passion, that my work has work to do.
Oh my.
This is an inventory of the slaves that were actually living on Mount Plenty. So in 1820, John Hyatt died, and this is what he owned. Male slaves, 62 of them. Females, 63 of them. Horses, sheep, hogs, and poultry. And this is the value of each one. Well, I find that shocking. That really hits me, that people are listed like this. And
this is a value in pounds.
This is a value in pounds.
And how they're different from one person to the next.
Right. So the blacksmith was 500 pounds.
Because he has a skill.
He has a skill. Now you look at old Joe, nothing. He's worth nothing because he's old. Tom is old. He's worth nothing. So it's also shocking that horses are worth 90 pounds, 60 pounds, more than some of the slaves.
50
pounds.
With the
40
women,
pounds.
looking at the value placed on the women.
Right.
Catherine?
This really, for me, brings the whole business of slavery. It throws it in my face, for me, that I'm standing here on Mount Plenty, and this is about Mount Plenty. So this piece is called 62 Men and 63 Women, and it's on a stone wall, because that's what they did. They built stone walls over every acre of this property, up hills, down valleys. It's amazing what they did.
Do you know what stone this is?
It's limestone.
Okay. So limestone is used to mark the property boundaries?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm so upset looking at this.
This is called Heart of a Man. So a woman's primary job in life, if you want to say, is nurturing. A man's is protection. So if you can imagine coming across the Atlantic, he's shackled on the ship. He is separated from his family. He can do nothing. His heart is ripped from his chest. So this is what this piece is about. It's called Heart of a Man. So I did this piece because there was a lot of, I'd already done my Me Too piece, I had done another piece before this, but I wanted to do something that would be healing for men. So, because a lot of our young men sit on the side of the road waiting, waiting. And I think it's related to what happened in the past. You know, men were put one side, women were put the other. You know, all the men had to do was make the women pregnant, take no responsibility.
Yeah.
And so that pattern is still being passed down. So our job is to give opportunity, education and opportunity to the young men in particular, everyone. But so that's kind of the inspiration behind this piece.
You know, you've tapped into something, you know, the ancestral memory, the DNA of slavery that is still, we're still feeling that today, because even what you just said about the young men, because Jamaica was known as, number one, is buck breaking plantations, as well as breeding, right? So the fact that we still have that still going on, where, you know, you have the wayward youths just on the streets and it's not taking responsibility for them. That's part of our ancestral DNA.
Right.
That's part of our healing that needs to get sorted.
Yes. Absolutely.
Whew.
The monument was so intentional. For the 6 weeks when I was creating it, it's like I was almost in prayer. I've got to create the more. This piece is like a prayer. It's got to radiate out. It's in the center of Kingston. It's got to do its work. It's got to transform. I had journeyed from this dark place and I was just feeling so much lighter at that time. And I wanted to share that. And I'm saying it's possible. If I can do it, everybody can do it.
Talk to me a little bit more that intention of that piece. What was the thought going in? And did the thought change?
I would say the thought did not change. I wanted people to experience the possibility that they could let go of the past, that transformation was, that's what Bob Marley sang about, that's what Marcus Garvey wrote about. So I wanted them to be connected to the divine, and you know, it was a very, very, very intentional piece. I'm not saying I absolutely knew what I was doing, but I absolutely knew what I wanted, the intention.
Now I'm just thinking about the figures looking up into the sky.
Yeah. Well, their eyes are actually closed. They're closed and they're just in communion with the divine. And they're close enough where they're a unit. So they're in communion with themselves and the divine. So it's like three things, you know, man, woman, and God, you know. Mind, body, spirit.